What is going on, everyone? It is never too early for a Houston Texans mock draft. Currently, the Texans got the 25th overall selection in the first round. Let me know in the comments down below, how should this Houston Texans team approach the NFL draft? Should they draft based off of need, or should they go best player available? Now, our guy John Crumpler, lead analyst on the Texans Wire, he did a mock draft for this Houston Texans team, and it includes a trade up in the first round. We are going to react to it, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ruben Calavillo, and this is the 713 Houston Sportcast, where I drop daily Houston Texans content. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest news, rumors, and updates. And guys, this episode is brought to you and powered by BetUS. Go to their website, check out their live casino. You could bet on all types of things, from martial arts to baseball, basketball, football, hell, even horse racing. They have it all. Take advantage of their 150% bonus on your first deposit, up to $2,000. On your second and third deposit, it's 125% bonus. Promo code YouTube150 gets that for you guys. Quick 24-hour payouts, 24-hour customer service. BetUS, where the game begins. Once again, this article is brought to you by John Crumpler, lead analyst on the Texans Wire. He has the Houston Texans making a trade in the first round. And with the 19th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver out of Ohio State. Now, forgive me if I butcher the name. I will get it down. But Egbuka is listed as a 6'1" wide receiver at 203 pounds. He enters the NFL as one of the most decorated receivers in Ohio State history. He is a perfect fit for the Texans because he checks several boxes. His championship pedigree and production profile in the Big Ten with the Buckeyes satisfy a core Nick Caserio tenet that has been important in his first three drafts. Egbuka's versatility in lineups at multiple receiver positions and willingness as a blocker make him a perfect fit next to Nico Collins in new offensive coordinator Nick Caley's scheme. His time with quarterback CJ Stroud in 2022 should make for an easy NFL transition and hopefully continue to empower the franchise quarterback as they transition to an offense built to help him. Receiver represents one of the best cost controlled first round assets in the league, and Egbuka has a chance to be cheap, high level help for the Texan offense for years to come as a wide receiver too, next to Nico Collins. Houston has a responsibility to fix its offense next season, and there may be no easier way to do that than adding Emeka Egbuka to the equation. Now, we are seeing these first round wide receivers have an immediate impact with their teams. The Houston Texans, they traded out a 23, gave it to the Minnesota Vikings. They gave that to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that pick ended up becoming Brian Thomas Jr., someone who I wanted in last year's NFL draft. Imagine if we would have had Brian Thomas Jr. instead of Stephon Diggs, how much different our offense would have been. I don't know. But if you want your guy, go get your guy. They have a connection, and I'm talking about CJ Stroud and Emeka Egbuka, right? They known each other from Ohio State. They're friends. Maybe we see some CJ Stroud Tank Dell magic in year one with these two potentially next season. But I wouldn't mind the trade at all. Like I just said, if you want your guy, go get your guy. Hey, we're building around CJ Stroud. It is clear that this is his team if we make that selection. In the second round, pick 57, according to John Crumpler, the Houston Texans will be drafting Deone Walker, defensive tackle out of Kentucky. Listed at a giant 6'6", 345 pounds, Houston takes its swing on a potential defense altering one tech as they saw the Tennessee Titans do a year ago with star Tavonjay Sweat. Walker had a good week at the Senior Bowl and has physical traits that simply cannot be coached. Houston's defense staff and their aggressive coaching of the front four can get the best out of the Wildcat product and help the team wreak havoc on the interior while Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. crash around the edges. Winning on both the edge and the interior is the next step to the fully realized version of Ryan's defense, and Houston takes a solid step forward, making it a reality with its selection. Yes, I think defensive tackle is a need for the Houston Texans. I like Mario Edwards Jr. I like Folo Fatukasi. I like Danico Autry. Even the season before, I like Sheldon Rankins and Malik Collins. The one thing that, all of those gentlemen have in common is that, they're a bit older. There is no youth at the defensive tackle spot for the Houston Texans. So I think it is a priority to go out there and get you one. Hey, if it's Deone Walker out of Kentucky, welcome to the Houston Texans. In the fourth round, remember, John Crumpler had the Houston Texans making a trade from 25 to 19 to select Ohio State wide receivers Emeka Egbuka. In the fourth round, pick 119, John Crumpler has the Houston Texans selecting Trevor Etienne, running back out of Georgia. The Texans forfeited their third round selection to move up for Egbuka, but that doesn't mean they aren't able to find excellent value with a day 3 pick. Houston takes Georgia running back Trevor Etienne, the brother of Jacksonville Jaguars running back Travis Etienne, in the fourth round. Etienne ran for over 2,000 career yards in the SEC between his time at Florida and at Georgia. Last year, he led the Bulldogs in rushing touchdowns with 9 while totaling over 600 yards. Etienne had the opportunity to show up at the Senior Bowl and looked like the event's top runner while displaying a true aptitude for route running and pass protection. Etienne looks like a perfect complement to the physicality of Joe Mixon and Dameon Pierce, who provides the Texans with a true receiving threat in the backfield on third down, capable of staying home to protect CJ Stroud and pass protection. This selection opens up the versatility of Kaylee's offense and would be a home run outside of the top 10. Top 100. Trevor Etienne would definitely excite me. I would call this a steal of the draft for the Houston Texans. I'll be saying, hey, next year, year 2 for Etienne, he might be started running back for the Houston Texans. Dameon Pierce, Joe Mixon, Dare, very predictable. When Dameon Pierce is on the field, you're running the football. When Joe Mixon is on the field, you're running the football. When Dare is on the field, you're passing the ball. Having a running back who can do both, who doesn't have to come off the field, someone like an Alvin Kamara, is what I've been wanting for this Houston Texans team for a very long time. And if it's Trevor Etienne, it is going to be fireworks in Houston. Just imagine CJ Stroud making a simple 5-yard pass to the RB, and he takes it 70-80 to the crib. Round 4, pick 125. John Crumpler has a Houston Texans selected Miles Frazier, guard out of LSU. In this scenario, the Texans signed a guard to start in free agency and trust 2 of Titus Howard, Juice Scruggs, and Jared Patterson to start between tackles Laramie Tunsil and Blake Fisher. The addition of Frazier is more of a long-term ploy as a depth piece that should push for a potential starting role in 2026. Yeah, I mean, rounds 4, 5, 6, 7, you're looking for depth. Frazier started all 3 seasons at LSU after earning freshman All-American honors in 2021 at Florida Atlantic. His extensive experience playing in the SEC translated at the Senior Bowl, where he was able to string together several good practices. While he projects as a potential NFL starter, Frazier's immediate contributions should serve as a depth piece in Houston's interior offensive line. The interior group can be improved in 2025 under the new offensive staff, so plugging Frazier into that puzzle creates an opportunity to find quality starting guard play. We notice with the Los Angeles Rams, if you go and look at their drafts, they rarely spend high draft capital on offensive linemen, but yet they're able to produce some very, very respectable offensive line. CJ Shaw doesn't need a top 3 offensive line, but if you give him a top 10 one, it's going to be real scary here in Houston. And the last selection for the Houston Texans in the 5th round, pick 167, Jackson Halls, tight end out of Georgia Tech. Houston's tight end group looks relatively set between Dalton Schultz, Brevin Jordan, and rookie and 2024 rookie Kate Stover. This draft, however, offers the opportunity to improve the room with one of the deepest drafts at the position in years. In this mock, Casario and Ryans capitalized by adding in Hawes as a replacement for Tegan Quitoriano. Primarily known as a blocker in college, Hawes played at Yale from 2019 to 2023 before transferring to Georgia Tech in 2024. He had 16 receptions for 195 yards while helping the Yellow Jackets secure a bowl bid. Hawes carried that momentum into the Senior Bowl, displaying impressive hands and above-average route running skills, plus with his blocking first calling card. Hawes provides an excellent developmental option to the group while to a significantly needed blocking upgrade for the 12 and 13 personnel packages that Kaylee may employ. So that is the mock draft for the Houston Texans. So once again, we're going to go in the first round. He has the Houston Texans trading up Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver out of Ohio State. Round 2, Deone Walker, defensive tackle out of Kentucky. Round 4, Trevor Etienne out of Georgia. Round 4, Miles Frazier, guard out of LSU. And round 5, Jackson Halls, tight end out of Georgia Tech. You guys let me know your thoughts and comments down below on Mr. John Crumpler's mock draft. For more Houston Texans content, you guys know what to do. Feel free and follow me for more. Do not forget, episode is brought to you and powered by BetUS. Go ahead and check out their casino, quick 24-hour payouts, 24-hour customer service. BetUS, where the game begins.